Okay guys, so first of all, thank you all so much for watching my Phantom Gate Booster case opening. I'm so lucky to be a part of such a supportive community, and I hope these videos are something that people can go back and watch in the future, maybe to get amped up for Phantom Forces, but I'm not here to talk about that today. Last week, we got official word that two new Japanese sets will be released in December, Tidal Storm and Gaia Volcano. The pack arts feature Kyogre and Groudon, so obviously they're tying the set releases in with the new games, Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Each set will have 70 cards plus any secret and ultra rares. This news was both exciting and troubling to me, because I've been opening cases since Wild Blaze, but the last time a double set came out was X and Y, and that came out before Wild Blaze. Can I really get a case of both, or should I drop it down to 10 boxes each? Here's the list I made for myself, and I hope this information helps you all decide what you want to do with this set as well when the time comes. So I made a list of pros and cons, and I'm just going to read through what I wrote down for myself. So, there's a few things under the pro section. First of all, these will be extremely popular sets because of the games and the inclusion of Primal Groudon and Kyogre in the TCG, so I feel like the viewership will be heightened for that. It will follow in the tradition that I started with Wild Blaze of getting a case for every new set, and I will have so many cards available for you guys to purchase, especially if the EX cards are divided between the sets. That would mean more copies of the same cards will be available to all of you, making out of stocks or sellouts a lot less likely. This actually brings up an interesting question too, and feel free to comment on this below. I figured that Metagross EX and Mega Metagross EX would be a part of the English set when it comes out in February, but they won't be. It's getting its own release. And we already know that that English set, whatever it's called, Primal Clash, I think, will have 4 Mega Pokemon EX inside. In my eyes, that leaves two possibilities for me. Either they're going to take 2 promo Megas from Japan, probably Diancie and Absol if I had to guess, and 1 each from Tidal Storm and Gaia Volcano, or there will actually be 2 Mega Pokemon in each Japanese set. My original expectation was that it'd be more like X and Y. There'd be 3 regular EX and 1 Mega per set, with the 2 extra EX and Mega cards rounding out those 12 EX cards in the English set. You know, the Absol and Diancie, the Mega Absol, the Mega Diancie, or however they decide to do it. But what if I'm wrong? In that case, more boxes of each set would be pretty crucial to a successful sale video, and it would also be important so that I can make sure I pull all the cards that I want to pull. The last pro is, even though it's a lot of money, I'm not spending money I don't have or can't afford to spend at this time, and selling the cards will recoup a lot of the costs in the long run, as will ad money, and the extra subscribers will pay dividends in the long run as well. Plus, it's so much fun. But now let's take a moment to talk about the cons, and that is why I'm making this video. There are a few things that are wrong with me buying a case of each of those. The expenditure on the boxes is a con. It's definitely a con. A case of each set, plus a case of the Mega Metagross packs, which I'm assuredly going to buy either way, will run about $1,250 shipped. That is a fudge load of money. As I mentioned on Twitter, it's actually more money than my yearly car insurance bill. The major con for me, and it's not the last one, but it's the major one for me personally, is that I'll have 40 boxes to open. Why isn't that a pro? I don't know if you know this, but I really struggled to finish Phantom Gate this past week. I knocked out 13 boxes in 36 hours because I had a day off from work, and then I just stalled. I had a long and difficult stretch of work that hit at the worst possible time, literally when Phantom Gate came out. So I'm sure that contributed to all of that, but 40 boxes? I don't know, I've got to shoot, convert, and upload each video individually, and that can be very, very labor intensive, and it causes for sleepless nights when I do 20 boxes. 40 is just going to exacerbate that. I'll also have to open them right before Christmas, which is both good and bad. It's bad because, well, I tend to be really busy as a retail employee and a general human being around that time. But it's good because the ad money is the best in December and the worst in January, and for good reason. I'm not going to get into the mechanics of that, you could look it up why, but right before Christmas is the best time to have monetized videos, so this would help significantly with something like that. I don't really know how to properly explain this. I feel like I'm partially responsible for other people opening cases. I'm not sure I ever saw anyone open a case on YouTube before for Japanese cards, and now people are getting these titanic amounts of boxes for Japanese sets. And that's great. And I'm not conceited enough to think that they're doing it because of me, but I am worried that I contributed to a trend that calls for more and more boxes to be considered a true opening. And that simply isn't true. If you're opening any Japanese packs or boxes on your channel, I support you, and I thank you for helping to widen the Japanese community. But at the same time, if you're buying a bunch of booster boxes not to complete your set but because you think you should, then I want you to review exactly what you're doing. And I want you to know that whatever it is that you purchase and you open for yourself, you should be doing it for the right reasons, not because you think you ought to. Now, the last thing that I'm concerned about is I'm concerned 40 boxes might get boring for you guys to see on the same channel, and I might lose viewers or subscribers as a result of seeming like it's repetitive and the same stuff over and over. After all, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. But with the view counts consistently hitting 400 or 500 in the first 24 hours of all my Phantom Gate boxes, even in the later uploads, I'm not as concerned about that as I once was. Anyway, I've decided to get a case of both sets, despite the negative possibilities I listed before. This is a large risk I'm taking here, both on the cards and on you guys as my faithful viewers. It's experimental, and it's going to be weird, and it might be the last time I open cases if this doesn't go well. But I love these cards, and I love the spectacle that the new Japanese sets have become in the past couple of years. So in the next couple of months, you're going to have to prepare yourselves for 20 boxes each of Tidal Storm and Gaia Volcano. And remember, I'm taking a chance on an opening this large, so I really, really hope you guys will take a chance on me. Thanks for watching.